everyone, welcome back to another video on the RabbitMQ series. In this video we are going to be talking about how we can send messages via RabbitMQ. Hopefully you were able to install everything and prepare everything and you're ready to get started with coding. So let's just get into it. If you have any questions regarding what we do today or what we did in the previous video, please do let me know in the comments. So let's start with creating a new folder here. We are going to call it something like util. So in the util folder we are going to be creating our util class, which are we going to use later on. So let's name it something like RabbitMQ util, and we're going to make it a final class, and we are going to create a private constructor for it. Okay, so with that being ready, then we are going to create our sender. You can actually name this however you want, it doesn't really matter. I'm just going to name it sender, so this will be the class that's going to actually send messages. And it's going to be a component. So it's a Spring annotation saying to Spring, yeah, this is a component. What we can also do is we're going to add some logging to it. So let's create our logger. And let's create it. Okay. And let's import the logger. Perfect. Now we're going to create a private void method called send message, and it's going to take in the string, which is our message that we are going to send. Simple enough until now. So now we need to do something with the RabbitMQ. First thing that we need to do is to create a connection to RabbitMQ. So we say new connection factory. So we are going to use this connection factory, name it whatever factory, doesn't matter, and it can be final. And to create a new connection, it's actually quite simple. You just say factory.new connection, and we can surround it with private resources block, and the connection can also be final. And let's see what it's complaining about. Okay, catch close, and we can collapse this block. And now we can also use our nice logger to look any exceptions that we have. We are interested in the message and in the stack trace here. Okay. So you may see here that we are just creating this connection factory, but we are not changing anything to it. That's because we are going to use the default settings. So for example, the default user and the default password, we saw that in the previous video, it's guest, and we're also on the default host, which is the local host. We are not going to change anything here. So we are just going to stick with the default settings. Of course, this factory class offers you possibility to change all of these things, so you can customize it based on your needs. Okay, now that we have our connection, in the next step we need to create a channel. So we are going to use the connection, create channel. We can just name it channel, doesn't matter. So this will be the channel over which we are going to send our messages. Channel exchange declare, and we are going to declare an exchange. So the exchange has, let's call it a name, so we can actually jump here and we can see what we have. So what we need the name of the exchange, and we also need the type of the exchange. we can actually declare those in our util class so that we can reuse it later on. So let's say private static final string, and let's just name it exchange. And here you can write whatever you want, it doesn't really matter, so we can name it our exchange, doesn't matter, and static final string again type. So this will be the type of the exchange. We are going to use the direct type. I will be providing a link in description which offers you some documentation on which kind of types you have and what you can actually do with them. So for now, just know that we are using the direct type. Okay, and let's actually use this thing. Oh, sorry, I actually did not finish. I forgot about the getters. Let's add getters for these two nice things. And IntelliJ hates me. Yep, nice. So we are going to use our RabbitMQ util to get the exchange and RabbitMQ util to get the type. I'm doing this in a util class because later on we're going to need it on some other places, so I don't want to duplicate this code. So I'm just making it a bit nicer here. Okay, now that we have declared our exchange, we can actually do the publishing. So as you can see, this code is not really that complicated, it's fairly simple. So to publish a message, we go channel, then we use the basic publish, which again needs the exchange. So we can again get it from the util class, and it also needs our routing key, which we can also change, create here. We can just duplicate this and we can name it key, so it doesn't really matter. And we are going to create the getter for it again. Perfect, IntelliJ now likes me. So let's use our routing key here. So RabbitMQ utils get routing key. Perfect. And let's see what else do we have here. We have some properties, so this will be false, and this will be null, and we are going to now provide our message, but we are going to send the bytes. So it takes in, this method takes in bytes. We can take a look at here what we have. So the message body is here, and yeah, exchange, routing key, mandatory props. We are not going to use this, so just ignore them for now. And basically that's it. We are publishing our message like this. So let's just make this a bit easier to read so that we can see what we have here. And now we need to call this method. It doesn't really matter from where you call it or how you do it, so we can just do it from the post constructor. So we're going to say something like this. So it's just a method that will be called because we added this annotation. So after this has been constructed. Here we can say something yeah, like this, send message and then provide a message, but it would be nice that a user can actually import, so not import, so input that message. So let's just use a scanner class to be actually able to provide some input. System.in, and let's do this, and let's create a private method here. Private void ask for messages, and let's give in our scanner here. and here we can, perfect. And then here inside of this we can just try to get the scanner dot next line, and we can actually ask the user first to enter the message, and here we have message that will be sent. So this is the input from the user, and here we are going to call our send message method and provide in the message that we created, and then again after that we are just going to scanner. Then we are going to just ask again for the message and so on, so we can send many messages in a row. Basically that's it. If I didn't miss anything, this should work. So we can start our application, and yeah, let's just see how it goes. So the application should start fairly fast. So it's asking us to enter our message, and let's do so. Yeah, we have sent it, and it's asking again as expected, but we can't really see our message. So like we don't have currently a consumer that's supposed to consume these messages, so we can't really see it. But we could actually look at this management page, which we set it up last time, and we can take a look at what we have here. Here you can see some spike. So this was when we sent our message. So if we send a second message, we should be able to see another spike after some time. So this is getting refreshed, and you see it here. Perfect. And then let's take a look at the connections. As you can see, we don't have any connections here. Same if we go to channels, nothing is here. And if we go to exchanges, here we should be able to see the exchange that we created, which is this one here. So it's the name that we have given it. And if we go back, we can even see the type here. So it's the direct exchange. If we open it up and then send some message, we should be able to see something happening here. And this will tell us that our messages are actually going to the RabbitMQ server, and that what we have built here is actually working, which is exactly what we need. And then in the next tutorial, so in the next video, we are going to take a look at how we can actually consume these messages and receive them. So that would be everything for this video. Hopefully you were able to follow it along. And if you have any problems or any questions, please either write to me directly or just leave a comment on the video, and I will try to get to you as soon as possible. I really try to read all of the comments and to connect with you guys as much as possible, as much as my time allows me to. So that will be everything. I will see you in the next one.